authorized consultant for the food safety, and I am a FOSTEC trainer, and also FOSTEC trainer for milk and milk, and especially for the nutraceutical. And I am also running a unit of Ayurveda nutraceutical and animal feed supplement from last more than 6 years. Please, Mr. Karthik, you just give your introduction.
Good evening, all. This is Karthi Tyagarajan. I'm running an organization, Nucleus Consultants. We are into consulting, training, and auditing services. I'm practicing this various management system around for 15 years, and food safety is also one of our important portfolio. Happy to be present this session along with Ms. Poonam Gupta. Thank you.
Please. Thank you, Mr. Karthik. And today we are providing you all the food regulation about what is FSSAI, how it's generate. So first of all, we will discuss about the history. In the previous sector, in the previous time, there are the different acts are applicable, like on the fruit and vegetable, milk and milk, MMPO is there. For meat and poultry and marine industry, there are different standards. There are the various standard of the all food category. In 2006, now the government, they had think about we should one law, one nation should be there. So at last 2006, they had merged into a one standard, that is a FSSAI, and that is enforced in 2011. Basically, this act is made in 2006, but it is launched in 2011. So first of all, what is FSSAI? I will describe you what is FSSAI, because there are so many other people, those who do not know about the FSSAI. Basically, FSSAI is the full form of Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. That is a autonomous body, and this is governed by the two authorities. One is a central authority, and second one is a state, right? And in this act, all the rules and regulations are described for FBO, as well as designated officer, those who on that officer, those who are fulfill all the requirements. Basically, this act all about for the FBO. Sometime people asking whether we have a small tea shop, can we do for apply for this FSSAI? Yes, definitely. If you are into the food business, in food business, any type of, whether it is a small business and or it's a big business or middle industry, everybody, they have to go with the FSSAI. FSSAI is a autonomous body which is established under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. And basically, FSSAI, why FSSAI came into this regulation? It is responsible for protecting public health through the regulations and supervision of food safety. Basically, this is governed by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. And FSSAI to regulate for manufacturer, repacker, relabeler, storage, distribution, importer, exporter, retailer, transportation, and sale of goods. It means FSSAI, they had covered all type of area. Like if you are manufacturing anything, then you have to apply for FSSAI. If you are a repackers means if you are buying some products in 300 kg and you are packed into a 1 kg pack, so then you are called as a repackaging. And relabeling, as it is, you are purchasing something but you are changing your label, that is called a relabeler. And if your marketing office is another place and you are storing some food products that in a different area, then on that premises also you need the FSSAI. And if you are distributing or dealer, in all sectors you have to take FSSAI. If you are importing something, then you need again for FSSAI. Without FSSAI, you cannot import anything. And as well as export, if we want to send our product from India to other country, then we need also this FSSAI. If you are retailing, even though if you are transporting your goods, transporting your food from your production area to your retail counter, then your transportation is also included in this area. And any kind of business activity, if you are doing that is under the FSSAI preview.
Ma'am, can you disable the annotation, please? I think the annotation is still on.
Which one?
The annotation, there is annotation setting, more settings, that you have to disable the annotation. The scribblings are coming in the screen.
Sir, if this is not done by me, I think.
Yeah. So there is an option where you can disable the annotation, because otherwise anybody can do the scribbling.
How we can? Sir, sir, I couldn't know about this activity. If you can do, so please you just do, because I am not able to do, because I am not master in this. Is the thing. Like, I think okay. Should I go next slide?
Again, some more marks are coming. No? In that,
Yeah.
there's a share screen option is there, no, for you. The screen is coming, no.
Yeah. There
is annotation. At the end, more settings.
Okay. Just wait. I'm trying to do. Where this annotation? Yes.
You click disable.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. In one new other option I had learned today also.
Yes, every day is a learning for us.
Yeah, definitely. Now the one question is it mandatory for all? Yes, it is mandatory for all FBO. Those who are into the food business, whether it is a small scale or large scale industry, this is mandatory. But there is mandatory for all. But here our Government of India, they had given some preview. One is registration activity and second one is licensing activity. In later slide, I will describe this too.
Yeah, madam, this is Karthi. Here I would like to discuss with you a few things.
Yeah.
Now the food delivery industry like Swiggy, Zomato, for them this is mandatory.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to create an awareness with the team. And also now we discuss about Big Basket, JioMart.
Yes.
Are coming handling foods, right?
Now FSSAI, they had given some notification and special licensing criteria for if you are in the online business.
Yeah.
Then you have to go with the central licensing.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Now our question is there any criteria for applying FSSAI license? Yes, there are the 3 categories. Basically, in the 3 category we can divide into the FSSAI license. One is registration activity. It is for very small petty business, food business operator whose turnover is less than 12 lakh per year. If your turnover is less than 12 lakh years, so then you can apply for the registration. And this is for the street food vendors, like your tea stalls, they can register themselves. And another thing is that is a state license, because earlier is a part less than, if your sale is less than 12 lakh, then you have to apply for the registration. And if you have crossed the 12 lakh turnover is in a year, and it is up to 20 crores, then you have to with the state licensing. And if your sale is sales means your turnover. I'm not talking about the profit. I am here talking about the turnover. If your turnover is more than 20 crore, then you have to apply for the central licensing. And other classification are also in the later slides I will discuss. Like for the central licensing, if you're in the milk case, if you are processing in the milk, if you have a more than 50,000 liter per day, your capacity is more than 50,000 per day, so then you becomes in the central licensing. For the oil, if you have more than the 2 metric per day production, then you need for the central licensing. If you in the meat, if you are already in a meat industry and you are cutting the 50 animals in a day, if you're cutting more than 50 animals in a per day, then you are eligible for the central licensing. If you are cutting 1,000 birds, like it can be like hen or other things, small birds if you are doing, and if you are slaughtering the birds more than 1000 birds, then you are become eligible for the central licensing. And for the small animals like goat and other thing, and that is a 500 per day. If you are cutting the here we are talking about the slaughtering of the meat is the basically, here we are talking about the slaughtering. For the big animal, if you have a capacity of the 50 animal per day, more than 50 animal. For the birds, 1000 birds are more than 1000 birds. And for the small animal, if you are cutting 500 per day, so then you becomes in the central licensing. And if your activity like there are the multiple chains, like in Punjab there are Gopal Sweets, their head office in Patiala, but they also in the same name, they are they have its own outlets in Chandigarh, in Panchkula. It means they have a variety of the state. If they are working more than one state, then the FBO becomes into the central licensing. And other thing, one is the most important thing, if you have a less than 12 lakh per annum your turnover, but you are exporting something or you are importing something, then you must follow with the central licensing. There are the different schedules, and schedule 2 about form of the new registration and the renewals. And in schedule 3, in this schedule 3, here is FSSI, they have described the fee structure. And schedule 4, that is a plant related requirement, like in part 1, there are the different parts. In schedule 4, basically schedule 4 has a very important role in FSSI, because everybody, whether they are small, whether they are middle, and whether they are a very petty vendor, they have to comply with the schedule 4. But if you are a petty vendor and your sale is less than 12 lakh, then you have to comply with the schedule 4 and part 1 activity. And if you have any kind of business, like if you are manufacturing biscuits, you are manufacturing namkeens, then you have to comply with the schedule 4 part 2 requirements. But if you are into the milk industry, in a milk industry, and you are running a milk chilling center or your large industry, milk processing industry, then you must apply for the schedule 4 part 3. And if you are in a meat industry, then you must have to apply for the schedule 4 part 4. And if you are in a catering industry, then you must comply with the schedule 4 part 5. There are the different categories. Part 1, there are a little bit slight lesser requirements. In part 2, there are slighter high. And if we are talking about the part 3, that is for the milk, because milk is a very crucial industry, then you have to comply with the FSSI, because schedule 4 is talking about the GMP and GHP practices. What we have to do, this is all explained into our act in schedule 4. Can you deal in next other question comes into in our matter in detailed manner? Can you deal in more than one state with one FSSI license? Yes, with the help of central license, we can do the from one state to another state. If we have a company in Tamil Nadu and we have a different distributor and a dealer, then we can do. But if we have our own outlets or our own office, our own godowns, then we need to individual state licensing on that premises. Basically, FSSI license is given to the premises of the company. It is not given to the company. Like in ISO certification, if we are talking about the ISO certification, that is given to the company name. But FSSI, they are just like the drug license. They are giving you the licensing to your premises, and along with that other query I'm giving you the detail, because in one central licensing you can do the everywhere business. But if you have a own outlet individually for every business, you have to get registered with the state licensing, state preview. Then how do we apply? Because there is a FLRS system is there. That is a totally online system. There is a site that is fssi.gov.in. That is a FLRS system. When we are online apply for the application, because FSSI is totally online system, and that is launched by the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India to facilitate food business operator. Whether you want to go for the state licensing, whether you want to go with the central licensing or registration part, then you have to go with the site of fssi.gov.in. There is a site is FLRS system is there, in which FLRS is being used by 5 regional office and 2 sub-regional offices at FSSI and several state governments. It means in every district they have a different FDA office, or they have a different FSSI office, where where the all portal is basically this software FLRS system is centralized, but only licensing you from the different area can be different, because it is center controlled. But if you are applying, because sometimes you have a small petty business and you have to upload it your all document with the FLRS, but your license will be granted through your district office. FLRS also able to check their premises eligibility according to the location. If you don't know about your location and how we have to justify whether we are going for the central licensing on the or the state licensing, then we have to fulfill all information FLRS system. Then the our software automatically auto generated whether where you should apply, whether it is a central licensing or your state licensing. What document is required for the registration? First of all, I am explaining you the document required for the registration part. If you have a turnover less than 12 lakh, then your photo of the food business operator. If you have a petty shop, then you have to upload. You will go to the FLRS system and you will apply for the new licensing. First of all, you have to create your email ID. Then you have to upload it few documents. One is photo food business operator. Second one, document for identity proof like ration card, your voter ID card, your driving license, or any ID proof like passport, your Aadhaar card, or senior citizen card, or department issue ID card, where you have to upload it card. But here is ration card is not taken as a ID proof, because sometimes people they are rushing and they are uploading the document as a ration card for this activity, but ration card is not taken as a ID. We have to go with the voter ID card, our driving license, Aadhaar card. So mostly FSSI they are just taken as accepted as a Aadhaar card. And supporting document, because you are applying for the some premises, so then you have to put the proof of the possession of the premises. Like if you have a rented, if your premises is rented, then your rent agreement. If you have your own land, then you need the sale deed or electricity bill. And there is, for registration part, there is a form A is eligible. First of all, you will put your all thing, and then software automatically says ki, in which criteria you have to follow. Then if you had declared ki your turnover is less than 12 lakh, then you should fill the form A and your declaration part. And if you are, that is a part of the your registration part. Now we comes about the state licensing. As in previous slide, I had given you the details. This is going via the two way. One is a state licensing, and second one is a central licensing. And for the state licensing, there is a different requirement for as well as you required in the registration part. First one, you have to production unit photograph you have to upload, your blueprint or layout plan of the processing unit. where is your raw material, where is your finished area, where is your production area. This all we have to, in a shape of layout plan, we have to upload it, this all document. And list of director, it means if you have a private limited company, you have to declare with the MOA, AOA, and list of directors, Aadhaar card and Aadhaar card we have to upload it. If you are a proprietor, then again you have to upload it, your own Aadhaar card along with your declaration that you are the partner, you are the proprietor. And if your company is partnership company, then you have to file the partnership deed, and along with that all other partners details with the full address and your Aadhaar card must be there. And if we have a we are into the machinery list, then we have to mention the machinery list, and we have to upload it, the list of machinery list along with the capacity and horsepower. Also these two things are required, because sometimes our capacity is more than, but we are minimize the capacity. So according to that, we have to also declare what capacity, what our machinery capacity is there and what horsepower is there. After that, we have to upload it with the product list. Product list is basically what type of products you are dealing, because food is a versatile field. That is a atta, sugar, your grains, your meat industry, whatever you have to declare, that is on the FSSI. When you are uploading in the FSSI portal, then you must also give the detail of the product list. And after that, that is one of the mandatory requirement, that is a water report, and that should be that report should be always according to as per IS 10500 standard. That is a BI standard, and that is also approved by from the FSSI laboratory, because when you are going with the FSSI site, then there is a listing of the laboratories. Out of that, you can send to the sample and they will give you the report. According to that, out of that lab, you need to upload this report. After that, you have to put the Aadhaar card of the again proprietor, partner, director, and your authorized signatory. And after that, we have to upload it the proof of premises, possession of premises. Like again, in the previous slide, in the previous, because proof of premises is only allow you ki this is a rented, this is a rented place or your own site. We have to give some evidence of the possession of premises. Then you have to upload it along with that partnership deed or MOA if you have a private limited company. Then MOA or AOA. These are the documents we have to upload it. Then for the state licensing in the production area, if we are producing something, then we must give some declaration of the technical person with the qualification certificate, whether he is qualified or not, because any science graduate person can be a technical person. With their Aadhaar card, with their qualification certificate, we have to upload it on the fssi.gov.in FLRS system. If we are in production, then if we are into the state licensing, then we need to the form B. For the registration part, we need the form A, but for the state licensing, we have to fill the form B. Then your email ID, your mobile number, and water bill. This is all requirements you have to upload it while you are uploading the document and you are applying for the state licensing. And what other things for the central licensing? Almost the same thing, whatever we had discussed about in the state licensing, in all the same document is required into the central licensing. This is a fee structure of which is given by the FSSI. If you are applying for the central licensing, then their fees will be is approximately 7,500 rupees per annum if we are applying for the central licensing, right? And you can also apply for the 1 year minimum and maximum you can apply for the 5 years for all the part, whether you are applying for the central licensing or state licensing or registration part. You can apply for the licensing for maximum 5 years and minimum 1 year. And if you are if you are into the apply for the state licensing, then their fee will be different. And that is also software will be decide on your criteria in which criteria you are following. So their state licensing fees is varied from 2000 to 5000 per year. That depend on your turnover. That depends on if you have a restaurant or hotel industry, that can vary upon your category, right? And if you are apply for the registration part, like already I had talked about, if your turnover is less than 12 lakh in a year, then there the fee structure is 1000 rupees per year. And even though you can 100 rupees for a year, and you can apply for the 5 years, it means 500 fee will be there. And like this way you have a you can show how you can enter a new application form. Like this is the application reference number. Here you have to next slide I will show. Like this is a slideshow, and we first of all we have to create the username and password. Username, like whatever the company name and whatever you want to name, you have to apply as a username, and there you should be some given some password. And this is a caption code, because this is auto generated, you have to put into that, and then you can sign in, right? Like this way, this is slide from the we had taken from the FRARA system. So first of all you have to create your username and your password, right? And after that you should apply for the uploading the documents. There is some provision how to apply now. This is a, if you are existing, if you want to see what is the status of our earlier whatever the documents we had already applied, if you want to see the what is the status of our file, then again you have to apply. If you are existing user login, then you have to click on this, and you can again you have to put the username and your ID password. Then this is a declaration, acceptance and undertaking. After this all fulfilling the details, after that you have to declare an undertaking through this, whether you are fulfilling all requirements and all statement, whatever this is all authentic data. This declaration you have to take and accept and put your signatures. Like if while you are apply for the application, you have to, there is some option in which state you have to enter, whether in which states, because all state is there. Is there any business? If you have a business is more than one area, then software is also asked, this is your area, whether you have other area also, you have to declare yes or not. If yes, then you have to given the all premises detail with your FSSI number, because FSSI number is given to every premises. So you have to declare whether what is the premises name, your company name, and what is the FSSI number. While you are selecting for the select kind of business according to your turnover, like if you are applying for the central licensing or the state licensing, this is not applicable for the registration part. This is totally this is a part if you are manufacturing, or if you are applying for the central or the state licensing. So this part is covered for the licensing part. Like you will see there is a, first of all, dairy units. If you are into the you are dealing with the dairy like milk and milk, so you have to select these options. How much capacity you have. Out of these you have to select what is the criteria you are following. And if you are not milk, if you are not directly into the dairy industry, then you must have some vegetable processing. If you have a vegetable processing, then you have to choose this. But if you don't have this, if you have a slaughtering unit, then you have to first of all you have to declare what type of slaughtering house, that is a large animal, your poultry, and your small animals. You have to tick all this. Then other options are, there are the certain options of product list. There are certain various options will be there. And then if you have a meat industry, you are not into slaughtering, you are not in a vegetable, you are not a dairy industry, then you have to apply for the meat industry. This type of format you can find when you are entering into the FLRS system. And if you are here, you have to define whether food business operator, you are a retailer or manufacturer or marketers or laborers, right? So what capacity you have to, here you have to define what category you are under falls in this, right? So you have to put we are food business and we are manufacturer or retailer or repackagers or laborers. Again you have to upload it this again, then you have to just like already registered member, or if you want to you can continue as a Gmail. Even you can do your enter into your email ID and your mobile number and continue. Sometimes you forget your email ID, user ID or password. Please be silent from, because so many person they are not muted. Please mute yourself. If you forget your username and password, but there is an FLRS system, you just put your email ID or mobile number and continue, and forget option will be there, and FSSAI will give you the password into your on your mobile or email ID, whatever you had given. Basically, this is while you are applying for the FSSAI application form. This is a Form A activity. Basically, this is a Form A. If this is for the registration activity, you have to give the application name, description, that is individual or partnership or proprietorship or any society or others. In this category, you have to declare whether you are retailer, you are a stall holder. These are the few options. You are a petty vendors and others. You have to declare out of these. You have to decide the category and which state, whether if you are belongs to which state, because there are also FLRS system. They are given in previous slide. I had shown you when you are selecting the state, so by default all state will be highlighted. Out of that, you have to select your state name and your address, like on which premises you want to get the license. And this is a subdivision, like in Haryana there are the certain cities. For if you are selecting for the Himachal, so then there are the certain cities also. Subdivision means which districts you are belong. This is a form of declaration where you have to fill the form. Whether you are a director, whether you are a proprietor, and whether you are a partner, you have to declare I am this son and daughter of this, residents of this. Here you are declaring all the things, whether the all information whatever you had uploaded, this is the authentic data. And you will especially you just read this line, guidelines on hygiene and sanitary practices provide under Schedule 4, because while you are applying for any registration part or licensing part, you are declaring yourself whether you have to maintain the guidelines of hygienic and sanitary practices, which is talked about the Schedule 4. And mostly people don't know about the Schedule 4, what practices they have to do. It means while you are uploading your data, by default you had signed this document, and already you had given your statement, if we will fulfill this all hygienic practices and this hygiene system we should cover up. This is for the upload form 1. This is your new application number will be generated by default from the software, right? And here is a choose file and uploaded this all document and submitted. These are the things. Submission of fee. What are the method? What are the method of your submission of the fee? If you are a because here we are talking about for the registration part. Sometimes people they don't know about if we had applied for the just registration, we do not follow the schedule 4, but this is the one of the basic category and we have to fulfill. And here how, because there are the certain different procedures state wise, like few person they are using treasury challan, few are from CSC wallet, because there are in various states they have a CSC center for uploading the documents, or any bank if you want to pay your fee through bank. So then what option you want to, that depends on you, and you can pay your fees and submit and proceed next. And after that, after submitting all document, this type of receipt you will receive. This is your reference number. This is a reference number of your application. This is not your FSSA license. Again, I am explaining you. This is your reference number, because if you want to see your status, then this reference number only will come, because no other data available. Because if we will put this reference number, so automatically we can see the status, what is our status, and application date and name of application, name of the applicant means your name, and your premises of the area, kind of business, whatever you had already uploaded in that that document. Category of licensing, here you can show whether in which category you are showing whether it is a central licensing or state licensing, or already fee. If you had put a 5-year fees, and if you are apply for the central fees, then here is a 37,500 will be the fee, and you can take a printout for your reference, for the reference. And this type of certificate will be generated within a month. For this is for the registration part. Here, whatever the photo you had uploaded, this type of photograph and your all detail, your company name, your in what category you had applied, and kind of business what you had applied, and what photo ID proof you had given, whether you had given the PAN card or Aadhaar card. This is all information is located in your FSSA license, and there also in FSSA license, this is the application date, your renewal date is what is your registration fee, and how many years you had applied, and how much payment you had given, or this is a kind of reference. On the next page you can refer whether you are into the bakery, on snacks business, that should be another paper. Like this type of certificate you will get, and that is a must. You have to display on your premises, because this is one of the major requirement from FSSAI. If you are FSSAI registered registration, or you have get the license, you have to display this certificate on your premises. And if you have this is one other example. This is a state licensing. Previous one is a part of the registration part. Here we are talking about the 100 rupees per day, and this is a part of state licensing. In state licensing, there is no photo, because photo ID is not necessary, because that is for the vendor. Because sometimes some ready wala on tea stall, they have a licensing. So then you have to declare with photograph. But for the licensing part, you need not require for the photo. And this type of license, the same way, like your in which your company name, your address, and your authorized person, which location, or in which category you had taken the license, whether central or state. If you had applied, you are under the category of license in the center, then instead of the state, there should be central. And again, what is the renewal and actual date of issue, and for the period of validity, on up to which date this license is there, and how much fee you have to pay. Again, I had in previous slide, I had told you, in state licensing, fee is changeable. That depends on from 2000 to 5000 rupees, depending on your category.
Ma'am, we have 10 minutes left. Manage
Okay.
time accordingly.
Okay. Sure. I will try to focus. And this type of our central licensing. This is one of the part of the central licensing. The same information we have to get. Renewal of the license. Basically, you can apply, any FBO can apply for minimum 1 year and up to 5 years licensing. And renewal application, it should be prior 30 days prior. Whenever your expiry date will be there, prior 30 days, you have to reapply and you have to renew the license. Otherwise, per day, 100 rupees per day penalty will be there. And normally no inspection for the renewal. At the time of the licensing and the state licensing and the renewal, for the central licensing, inspection should be there. But for the renewal of the licensing, mostly they are skipping the inspections. But randomly they can come. Right? And after that, if you already got the license, but there is some certain criteria for the return of the licensing holder. Mostly people are not knowing about the return of the manufacturer. There, if you have already FFSA license, we have two types of returns. That is a Form D. D1 is for every manufacturer except milk. If you are not milk processor, but you are the manufacturer of any type of thing, and you must submit once in a year, and means you have to put you have to send to the all details, whatever you are making and what are the raw materials you had already taken, how much quantity. This all information D1 up to 31st May. You have to means 1st April to 31st March. You have to apply for this return up to 31st May. And Form D, it is applicable for the any type of milk industry, whether it is a small industry or big one industry, and that is on the 6-month basis. Means after every 6 months you have to submit all details. For this all, for D1 and D2, there is no charges for the filing of the returns. But if it is delayed, like if you are falls in the you are manufacturer of the biscuit and namkeen, and you had not submitted your return up before 31st May, then from June onwards, per day penalty will be 100 rupees. And if you are not, you had not depositing your returns, then your renewal of the licensing will be different. You cannot renew your license. And our numbering system like this way. This is a license number. This is a 14-digit number. Every license registration number will be 14 digit, whether it is a registration or licensing. This is your registration number. This is called your state, in which state you are. This is a year, symbolic of the year. This is your designated registration officer, and this is a serial number of licensing or registration. These are all 14-digit number. In case you are not maintaining Schedule M4, Schedule 4, which I had stated you, so any officer under Section 32, any designated officer, if you are not you are not fulfilling all requirements according to the Schedule 4, and they can impanel you, and they can also on that basis, and after so many given so many notices, they can suspend your license, right? And that is by the food safety commissioner. And these are the some initiative like FOSTEC. FOSTEC is basically is a division of FSSI, where every person means upon 25%, one person will be food safety supervisor must be there. That is one of the mandatory requirement for the FOSTEC. And this is a food safety mitra which I had talked about. If you want to become a authorized consultant, so then you have to apply for the food safety mitra. That is basically authorization of the consultant. Only FSSI they had launched, and this scheme is comes in India, that is from 16th October 2019 by Dr. Harshvardhan Sharma. And here in India, I think mostly near about 100 people already food safety mitra. And this is a Eat Right India, that is one of the famous activity where what we have to eat and what we have to do. And there is hygienic standard also. And this is Safe Bhog, that is applicable. That is a very good initiative by the FSSI. If you are giving the some bandara and langar, that is a for Bhog activity. Bhog means that is a purely related with any religious activity. Thank you. Any question?
Yeah, thanks, madam. This is Karthi. I would like to add few more things here. Yeah, thanks for you have covered almost all. See, getting license registration is a part, but thing is compliance. Compliance is very critical. How you are going to comply as a food manufacturer? We should aware about what are the offenses if you want to face it. For example, if you have substandard food, misbranding any item, misleading advertisements. So everything is part of this FSA, and we have to be very clear, and we have to maintain as per Schedule 4 sanitation and hygiene practice, right? That's ongoing process. So how you establish your organization, how you establish your food safety system, either you have some certificate or you don't have any certificate, doesn't matter. You have to adhere this particular act. That is very critical. And there is one more critical factor here. Most of the time you should have a methodology how you need to going to recall your food items. If something goes wrong, what is your process on food recall? So these are the various additional requirements you need to consider when you are complying this FSSA. Compliance is involve a lot of commitment, a lot of effort. So as a food manufacturer, you should have a methodology. Who is responsible for this compliance of FSSA? Officially, you might have given some declaration, but still the person is enough competent. What are the updates happening with respect to FSSA? A lot of regulations are getting amended, right? So it is your responsibility to watch those updates and try to adhere those regulations. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Karthik. Nicely you had summarized this thing, because mostly people they are not aware about the Schedule 4 requirement. So I think FOSTEC came into the picture, and in the FOSTEC seminar, basically that is a training program for the only for the compliances of the Schedule 4.
Exactly.
What we have to do and what we don't have to do.
Yes.
And like this COVID time, we have to more conscious about this food safety, because again food safety is in question, because COVID is like subject where anybody can suffer. And in the previous time also, we can see so many food business. Even day before yesterday in my place, there is some halwai. They are impacted with the COVID. It means you just imagine how many people they are getting mithai and this bhaji from that halwai. So how many people are infected with that COVID? Because only owner is catching with this COVID. So in this scenario, every food business, they have to comply the good GMP practices and the GHP practices. As already I had shared in various slides also, and share my pics. For the COVID-19, I am giving the seminar every Sunday. So if any people they wanted this type of seminar, and this is also one activity which is given by the FSSI. Even FSSI they had given us the instruction you can charge, but mostly our training partners they are offering the free of cost charges, and that should be there because that is one of the minimum requirement. You should aware about the COVID-19, how it is spreading and how we can infect. So for any food business operator, I think it is one of the must exercise.
Yeah.
Thank you very
You
much.
can
Any
also
other
We have
question?
the question answer session now.
FSMS certificate on central licensing.
Yeah, but nowadays for the renewal part they can ask, but for the apply for the new license, they are just we have to give them just declaration
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are complying with the FSMS, but mostly people are not. They are not asking for FSMS certificate. For the renewal part, many times they will ask. Any other
Ma'am,
question? Yes.
do we get this license number while registering, or we just get the license number on state and central license?
For every part, just 14-digit number, FSSAI number, whether you are going for the registration part or licensing part, either you are applying for the state or the central licensing. This 14 number will be there. That is FSSAI number, and we have to put on our labels also. If we are in a relabeling or repackaging, so we have to put also that number. And for something else, that one is very important information. If we are manufacturing and our marketers company are different, like in the nutraceutical, and please mute yourself from other part. And there should be manufacturers FSSAI number, as well as we have to mention the marketing license number also along with their address. That should be one of the mandatory requirement by FSSAI. If you are not fulfilling the thing, then minimum 1 lakh to 5 lakh rupees penalty will be there. And if anybody, those who are doing business without licensing, so then there is a provision in FSSAI, 5 years imprisonment along with the 10 lakh rupees the penalty. Both we have to give.
There is a query in the chat box.
The impact or risk in this penalties. You have to be very.
Yeah. Penalty is from 1 lakh to 5 lakh. And for without FSSAI registration or licensing, if you are doing any business, so then the penalty will be different: 6 months imprisonment and 10 lakh rupees.
So there is a query in the chat box. What if I buy rice or dal directly from farmer and sell it? Any raw product? Does the farmer need to have any license? Should my label show manufactured by?
I couldn't go to your point. Please repeat.
What if I buy rice or dal directly from farmer and sell it?
Yeah.
Any raw product. Does the farmer need to have any license? Should my label show manufactured by?
No. Basically, this is start from the broker, and that is a one, because this activity is not farm to fork. FSMS they are talked about the farm to fork, but FSSAI they had given bit some relaxation to the farmer part. But any farmer, if they wanted to, they can go with the FSSAI. Even now the company they are asking for the packaging material. They can also apply for the FSSAI license number.
So any other query, you can unmute yourself, ask the question, and then again mute yourself. Otherwise, it will be getting disturbed.
Yeah. Any other question, please? Hello.
Yeah, I think during the chat box itself, some of the queries are clarified by Karthi and other people.
Okay.
So if any other question to be asked, you can unmute yourself, ask the question, then again go back to mute.
I think Alok ji is there, sir. You can just.
No, I think it's already covered. So let's. He said let's not repeat it.
Right.
So okay. So if there are no queries, then yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody wants to ask.
There was this thing in the procedure that we have to upload the photos of our industry working process and all that
Yes.
for the registration. So I just want to know that can we start our manufacturing process before applying for the this FSSAI license, or we need to start first the get the license first and then start working?
Basically, for any start of the business, first of all, because for the machinery uploading, we are not talking about in registration part. For uploading the photograph, if we are applying for the registration for the licensing part, there is a two different things. One is for registration. For registration part, we have to apply our own photo, and for the licensing part, we have to put our factory. Factory means our premises photograph, and our machinery part we have to upload it. That is one of the major requirement. Without FSSAI license, you cannot you cannot retain your business, or you cannot do the business. After applying the license, you can start your business. That's no issue. Had you got my point? Had you got my point?
No, actually, it is kind of some. It is not exactly clear.
See, it is like chicken or egg, right? Without the license, you cannot able to legally sell your product.
Ma'am, may I ask,
Yeah, sure. What question you have?
without license, you cannot initiate your business because each and every package of food items need a proper FSSAI license
Yes,
number.
definitely. Because here we are not talking.
Even you are
product.
not initiate a registration or any type of business without a registration or FSSAI license.
No, but sometime it is delayed. That is again in question, because mostly people already they are doing business, and without licensing, most of the people, if because we in Fostech we had roaming around and around. We just public are unaware about the FSSAI license. They do not they doesn't know about the FSSAI impact.
But,
Even our officers, they do not care about.
but
Only we found only 10% licensing
as
were
per
there.
there is no initiation of any type of business without the license.
There is.
If they get the fault in their initiation of the business, then he will be surely penalized as per act.
Yeah.
Without
Definitely.
license, you can't initiate your business.
This is Vaibhav Wag. We have certain kitchens wherein we are also supply, meaning we are going to play a role line supplier. Meaning to say, we are not planning to sell it ourselves. There will be grocery pickups like grofers or something, and they will come and pick up products from us. So, do you think we should take a storage license? We also take a supply and distribution.
Yeah, definitely. For the storage, on the storage, you need to the FSSAI license, because this is exempted to the farmers only. And if you are immediately when you are taking the product from the farmer, it means you are the cover under FSSAI.
We don't need to take any supply distribution license then, if we are not doing the supply chain part of it.
Mr. Ashish, can you put it on mute? After he finishes, he can ask the next question.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, please ask.
So I was asking, ma'am, do we need to take supply and distribution license also?
Yes, definitely. Even whatever the transport you are using from one place to another place, that transport is also covered under the FSSAI Act.
Yeah.
That is a mandatory requirement.
Okay. Fine. Thank you,
in every aspect, you have to take FSSAI license.
Okay. Okay.
Any other
Thank you.
questions?
Mr. Ashish, you have any query? It was unmuted during the discussion.
No, I don't have any question.
Okay.
Only thing is that I just wanted to know initially that if someone wants to start his business, so without license, I think he or she shouldn't start the business. That was only my query that was solved.
Okay. Yeah.
And, okay. So that is the only thing. Okay, fine. Thank you.
So,
There is this one more last question.
Yeah.
If a farmer is trying to set up a small cottage type industry,
Yeah.
so is he exempted from some of these uh, procedures, or he needs to follow all these things?
No. They have to follow, because now they becomes as a producer. It means producer is covering under the FSSI, because that is exempted only when they are growing the products. But when they are doing some commercial production, they have to do FSSI license. Even though if anybody in a Mandir Gurdwara, if they are making some langar bandara, they are also under the FSSI regulation. Nobody is exempted, only
And ma'am,
except the farmers.
and ma'am, can you just suggest me something that this our government is providing subsidies to some cottage industries. So where can we get the information about that?
That is a Ministry of Food Processing Industry. You can download the schemes, whatever the schemes, or MSME schemes. There are the
Okay.
certain MSME schemes also there. In every state,
Okay.
they are giving different schemes. Like few schemes you can take with the help of Ministry of Food, and you can take along with that individual. You can apply with the state authority.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay,
okay.
welcome.
So, thank you, ma'am and Karthi. So it was a nice session. So we end the session with this. So tomorrow and day after, Saturday, Sunday, we don't have a webinar. Next session is on Monday. The topic is export market requirement, EU, USA, UAE, Australia. The link and the password remain the same. So see you all back on Monday evening. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Or anybody, one I want to tell, if anybody want to this COVID-19 lecture on the behalf of FSSI, basically I am just giving the lecture on behalf of FSSI, and the certificate will be generated by FSSI. If anybody want to join, they can join to me. They can call to me and they can register themselves. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam, your number is not known. Please share your number.
Yeah, 92153.
Right, 1 minute.
Please note down my number. 92153
92153
00338.
00338.
That is my executive number. Those who are enrolling the COVID-19 this trainings.
Okay. Your email ID is there, madam, so that I can write to you.
tp.qsindia.
TP. Tej Pratap.
TP training partner. tp.qsindia.
QS.
Q for Queen, S for Super. @gmail.com. That is a free of cost session. Also, we are on the basis of FSSI. We are giving, mostly the training partners are they are giving, and me already trained approximately 400 people, and already 400 people they got the certificate from FSSI. That will also give you some help, because already you can say ki you are trained by FSSI.
Okay. So thank you all. So with this we end the session. See you all back on Monday evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.